Hi there, today we're going to talk about stripping, and not the kind you think. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today we're going to properly show you how to strip non-metallic dry cable, or also known as NMD, and in the US, Romex. Now Romex is a little different than NMD in the case that it has a paper coating over the top or underneath the sheath insulation. So it's a little easier to strip. So this is actually harder stuff to strip. And we're going to actually do the termination up, show you how 3 different ways to strip it, and how we can do a complete termination as a good electrician with nothing but 3 tools: a Robbie screwdriver, linesman pliers, and the strippers. Now the strippers, there's several different gadgets and doodads that you can get on the internet, but there's nothing better than a good old electrician's hook knife. So we're going to want to make sure that this is good and sharp. If you want to zoom in here, we'll show it up close. So the first way we're going to show to strip is down the side of the wire. So we're just going to take the wire, gently pull down so we don't get the inside of the core or the insulation inside, the insulated conductors. Pull it off, strip it back, and then cut it. Now to stick that in our box, I'm going to simply pull the ears up, or the tabs up, to terminate inside the box. Fold them back and stick our wire in. So that's simply the first way. It's the most common that we use. Now the second way, that was actually the light there. We're going to stick it in the box after we strip it. This way is also done with a utility knife, but if we have a good sharp electrician's knife, we can go down the center. So we're going to push down the center, and we're going to angle the blade towards the grounding conductor in the middle of the wire. And then we're just going to simply pull away from us, so we're not cutting our fingers. Go down until we want to get to the predetermined amount to strip. Pull each side off and strip it back. Put our knife away and then stick it in. Then we're going to take our Robbie screwdriver, or you guys in the US use flatheads. We use Robbies up here in Canada. Tighten them down. Just snug, and we want to get probably about ½ inch of wire, or the sheath insulation, sticking through inside the box. Make sure our wires are snug in the wall. Now the third way, and the final way that we do it, is down the center with a knife. Start at the end of where your strip would be, and then we pull down the center of the wire, keeping our hand away from the knife so that we don't go ahead and cut our fingers off. And this comes with practice, time and time again, and then again we go down both sides of the wire. And then that's going to go in our box as well. And then we'll tighten our bottom clamp. So I want to mention we're at the rough-in stage on this. Then we're going to do our ground conductors up. This is actually a switch. We're going to stick those in underneath our grounding terminals. You want to come in a little closer there so they can see. loop them around with our hook. And then twist our ground conductors together with a wire nut. This gives a secure bond inside the box. And then we'd stick a wire nut on that and stick it in the back of the box. I don't have the wire nut right with me, but just shove it back there for now. And our neutrals would go together, or our identified conductor, strip the wires. A lot of people would use wire strippers for this, but after time and time again, doing this daily, you sort of get the feel for where to strip the wire, not to crimp the wire or damage the conductor. And then this would get a wire nut. That would get shoved in the box with the wire nut on it. And then the light would be this top one. The other two would get shoved in the bottom. We'd strip all three with a tail, or what we call a pigtail. And this is going to need a wire nut as well, so we actually would end up with 3 wire nuts in this box. And then stick that back inside the box as well. Shove the conductors back. Give it a little twist on the switch wires. Line them up, cut them off, and then shove them back in the box. So I got some Marites. So this time we'll do a product termination. This is actually a 2-gang box. So we're going to take our tabs out on the top again. You want to come in a little closer on this one so you can actually see what we're doing. Now the preferred method that I use, let's get the power wire here first. I strip down the center just because it's quicker. So one side, pull them both off, pull that away, cut it, stick it in the box. Some electricians stick them in the box first before they strip them, which is fine. It really depends on preference. And then we got a light. So I'll show the way to do that. Actually, if we stick it in the box first hand, and then you want to look in the box. So the wire would come in the box. And then we tighten our clamp down after we strip. So we'd strip first, down the wire, keeping our hand away, strip the wire, cut the access off to use for tails, and then we would pull the wire up into place until we have that little bit sticking out, about 1/2 inch, and then tighten our clamp down. Just snug, not that it pinches or shorts the wire out. And then the third one, we'll do that as well. Go down the side just to show that one. Strip that off, pull that off, stick that in the box. Now where this is 2 switches, we're going to tie all our neutrals together, and then we're going to make 2 tails off the bottom of our power feed to connect to the tops of the switches. Roll our coils back just to get those in place. And we're going to do our grounds up. You might want to zoom right in for this part. So our grounds, where this is a 2-gang gangable box, we have to gang both sides of the box. So we'll go under one side. Stick that out of the way. Go under the other side. I love those carpenters with the oscillating tools, they're so loud. So what this does is this bonds both boxes together because it's a non-weldable box. It's gangable, and then we'll go with the third one. And we'll twist all 3 of those together. Cut the access off. Give them a good twist. Because twisting wires together is the actual proper way to do a proper Marette termination or wire nut termination. There's a lot of controversy on the internet over this about just sticking them together and putting them underneath, but I mean, let's be honest, that's not a real secure connection. And what we want to do is get the wires right to the back of the box. And we're going to do our neutral conductors up. Again, our identified conductors. I'm going to strip those back. And again, we don't recommend stripping wires like that. We actually recommend with a stripper, but we've done it for so many years that you get used to it. Without damaging the conductor inside. And we're going to put our wire nut on there. Tighten that down. And when this is a current carrying conductor, we're actually going to give it a little twist with our pliers. And then we're going to stick that neatly in the back of the box. And then we have our 2 switches, 1, 2, and then we have our power feed wire. So we need to make 2 tails up off this power feed wire. So we're going to take a piece of access wire, we're going to cut it in half, we're going to strip it. Oh yeah, now it's being stubborn. Here's 1. There's 2. There's 3. So we're going to twist them together. Give them a good twist. Cut the end off. Put the wire nut on. Give that a twist. Now we're going to tuck this in the back of the box. We're going to bring each conductor out on the bottom where the switches are going to be. So this is switch 1. Give it a little twist just to hold them together. Switch 2. Now a lot of electricians will just shove this mess all back in the box, and the problem is when you go to face the project out, you don't know what's what. And this saves time on the other end because then we can just pull these out and put the switches on. So we roll these back into the box, making sure to get them back as far as we can so that the drywallers don't hit that with their zip tool, because that happens quite often. And also, that's why these loops are in this wire. So if that does happen, we can just pull more out, restrip it, and redo the connection, and then Bob's your uncle. There's no drywall repair. Anyway guys, talking about the loops in the wire, I've been getting a lot of comments about the metal boxes, the gangable boxes, and the loops in the wire. There's several reasons why we do that. And if you want to see the video on that, which as soon as we get it up and posted, you'll see it right here, up in the corner. So that's it for today guys. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget, never do your own electrical work. Always consult your own local licensed electrician. We'll see you on the next one.